Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, this is going to be a square one tutorial. So, this is what the square one is. The square one is a shape-shifting puzzle, but don't be scared, it's easier than you expect to learn. So, see, it's a slice, and then you can just do that, do this, and then you're going, oh no, the cube is fully like scrambled. I don't know how to get it. Well, yeah. So if you're like that, today I'm just gonna help you out with the square tutorial. So here are the piece designs of a square one. So first, as you see here, this is an edge. An edge consists of two colors. So see here, black and red, two colors, and yeah. And it's located over here on a square one. And this is a corner. They are most likely right next to edges, and they are located here at the cube. And that's really all you have to know about pieces out of a square one. Okay, now it's time to scramble up the cube. Okay, so your first step is to get your square one from this into a fully cube shape. And this step is known as cube shape. So, what you first want to do is find two edges that are paired together. Remember that edges are just a piece with two colors. Sorry for that stuttering issue. And firstly you want to find an edge that is paired together with another edge. So an edge right next to each other. See right here, and if you see right here, there's an edge pair. There's an edge and another edge right next to it. So what you want to do is find another pair. It could be like a 4 pair. You want to make a 4 pair. So as you see, just look for any pieces that have five or 3 pairs. Or if there's already 2 pair, then you can just pair it up. So as you see, I have 3 pairs of edges at the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to exclude one of the edges. So what I mean by exclude is meaning that you can slice off 2 edges. So basically, you just leave one edge behind and then put it in position where you can just slice up, and then this edge will only become a 1 pair or a 2 pair. That's a 3 pair only. So don't do it like this. You're only gonna get 1 edge at the top, and you're just gonna get a 3 pair. But doing this is the ideal idea, because now you're gonna have a 2 pair. Now, what you want to do is that you want to bring this 2 pair, if it's a barrel or a shield, you want to bring this 2 pair over to the left or right. If it's a barrel, you're going to want to put these 2 pairs in the position of right here. So as you see, the 2 pairs are diagonal of each other. Looks like it's diagonal. This 2 pairs at the bottom left, and this top pair is at the top right. Then what you want to do is then you want to bring this 2 pair down, bring this 2 pair over, and then bring this 2 pair back up. It may look like a 5 pair at first, so just don't do this. Or maybe you can do that. That's what I recommend. And then you can just slice up, and then kaboom, you have a 4 pair, that you are trying to get. Now you are going to want to get a 6 pair. By looking at the bottom layer, you can either find a 3 pair, a 3 pair, or a 4 pair. If you find a 3 pair, then you want to do the same thing that we did for last time. So we're going to want to separate one edge from this 3 pair by first putting it into this position like this. Then you can just slice up by separating this 2 pair from this edge. But then it's gonna turn into the same case. So what you have to do is basically just move the 4 pair over into this position, where now the 4 pair is on the bottom right. Then now you can slice up without any major issues. So doing this is wrong because it's just gonna get you into the same situation, but moving it over to the bottom right, and then putting the 3 pair in the correct position, where you can just split this 2 pair from this only 1 pair and slice up to get the 6 pair, which is what we're trying to get. Now this is one of the more complicated steps, because you see, now we're on to 8 pairs. We're trying to get all edges on top. So our goal is to get a 2 pair or a line of edges on the bottom. But if you have an L, you're going to want to do something. So first, what you want to do is that you want to bring this L into this position. Like with any 6 pair, if you have any 6 pair with an L, just put it into this position. Now what you're going to do is that you are going to separate a 2 pair from the 6 pair. You can do this by putting it in this position, the 6 pair case in this position, and slicing up to separate this 2 pair. And what you want to do now is you're going to want to bring the 6 pair to the bottom of this right here. Now, if you see this line, this is what we're trying to get down to the bottom, to this layer. You can do this by putting the line where we can just slice it off so the line can come off. And then we can insert back this 2 pair right here. And then after that, you can put where the 6 pair is in this position, and put this line in this position, making it so you can slice up, and then you have an 8 pair, which is all edges up. But we're not done yet. We want to get this. So what you're want to go do is that first put the 8 pair in the position where you're going to slice, and where it looks like you're going to slice it in half, which you are. So slice like that, and now you have 2 4 pairs. You should have 2 4 pairs. And then now you're going to split up the pairs again by putting them both in the position, so making all edges face you. Slice up again. You have now you have 2 pairs. Now this is where I find some people doing mistakes. Don't rush ahead, because doing this is not gonna do anything. But what you can do instead is only split 1 pair. It's only split 1 2 pair, or 2 if you want to do that. So what you want to do is that preserve both two pairs on the bottom. Do not split them. You want to preserve both of them, but then split these two pairs right here. And then you can just slice up. And then after this, you're at the easiest case, kite. And then you can just realign it. There should be both two pairs at the bottom, at the end. And then you can just slice up, and then you have turned it back into a cube. Now, do not mind this bar, as we are going to fix it at the end. Or is it just going to fix itself as you solve it? Now the next step is to get all black corners on one side, get all white corners on one side, also known as corner orientation. This is a pretty easy step. So as you see, we are not done with this step because we do not have all black corners and white corners on the same side. So remember, this is a corner, and we are not focusing on these two side colors for now. We are only focusing on the color on top. So your goal is to get black, 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 white, 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 white. And the way we can do this is by doing this. It's just slicing up to U prime if you know regular cube orientation, and then slice down. And do that until you get this, where there's only three corners solved on each side. Again, black, 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 white, 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 but there's a white and a black on opposite sides. So what you want to do is that bring this white corner piece on the bottom right corner, and then get this, and then if it's misoriented on this side, get this black corner piece to the top left. And then after that, you're going to do the same thing again. Slice U prime. Do not do this, because that's just going to get out of cube shape. You don't want to do that. You just want to keep the cube like this at all times. But anyways, you can just slice down. Then kaboom, you did this. And for going from now on, you cannot put the cube in this position. Before you make a turn, you're going to want to turn your cube square one, whatever it is, one time until you feel the magnetic click, or until you can slice if you have a magnetic or non-magnetic square one, and then you can just slice up, and then it'll stay in cube shape. Magnets really help in square one for beginners. Okay, so now the next step is edge orientation, where now you have to solve the edges. Which, if you remember, edges are pieces that have two colors and are located at all parts of the middle of the cube. So, as you see here, we do not have that case. We have all black, but this edge is white, and all white on this side, but this edge is black. So we're going to want to fix that. So now it's time to teach you an alg on a soft square one. Now this is the algorithm. You want to first do a U move or a mini U move. We'll call this a mini U move, and this is a full U move. Anyways, do a mini U move, slice up. Now undo the mini U move that you did by doing a mini U prime, then doing a mini D move, and then slice up. And as you see, you have this. And this is really useful for square one. So that's the alg. So remember, mini U slash undo mini U, do mini D, slash, and then undo mini D. This is how fast you can do it when you master it. Now, I'm going to put the timestamp below if you forget that algorithm, but yeah, what you're going to do is that you're going to, if you have this case, you're going to want to bring this over here. So make sure that this edge is right. This edge, white edge, is right here on the side, and this black edge on the other side is up top of this white side. So it's just forming, imagine that it's forming a beam like this upwards, and forming a beam right here, which is to the right. Now here goes another algorithm that I'm going to teach you. So as you see, this will be the algorithm. So you do a mini U, and then you do a slash, then you do a full U prime, like this, making sure that it's in a position where you look like you did a mini U. And then you do an M2 algorithm, which is again, slice, but this time, in this version of the algorithm, you don't do the mini U. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you rewind and watch and press that timestamp, and then you slice up, mini U prime, undo mini U, and then mini D, slash. And then what you're going to want to do is that you're going to do a full U move now, instead of a mini D, slice up. This is called the LL algorithm. So again, mini U, slash, full U prime, do a M2 without the mini U at the start, which is again, slash, undo mini U, do mini D, slash, and then do a full U move, and undo mini D down here if I forgot to mention that first time showcasing this algorithm, and then do another mini U once you undo that mini D if I didn't mention that earlier again, and boom. I'm also going to put timestamps to both of those times when I explain those algorithms. Now we are going to solve this. So what you're going to want to do is do the second algorithm I showed you, which is where you do, which is LL. So first, you're going to do mini U, again, that's what I'm showing you, mini U, slash, U prime, M2, and then do a full U, and slice. And then now you have LL. Now the position where you want to put LL in is you have to put this L on this side facing down right here. So probably just putting one making sure that one black edge is at the bottom here, and one edge is facing to the left. I meant right. Now, what you want to do is do the same algorithm. Slash u, which is mini u slash u prime, doing them two, and undo mini d, do a full u prime, do a full u, and then do a mini u if it's not in the position of a mini u already. Remember, this is the position of a mini u. Slice up, and then now, kaboom, you have this. You solved it. Now take a break here, because these two steps are when you're about to finish the cube. So yeah, just take a break here so you don't make sure that you mess up anything while solving this Rubik's Cube. The square one is a pretty difficult puzzle, but as you learn it, it's going to get easier. So now what you want to do is now get the edges in their correct place, which is first, this, for example, this orange and green piece is next to where this color of the bar, orange and green, is, and it's next to, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You get the drill. So just create a line here, just solve the corners, and leave the edges out of their spot. Now if you want to do that on the square one, you have to first find headlights like these. So where there's the same color. So what a headlight is basically when there's both the same color on the left and the right, and the inside is either the same color or a different color. I know I'm using the preview cube of an example, but this is also in headlights. You see, both same color, and inside is the same color. So green, green, any color, basically. Same color, any color, or whatever. So first, you're going to want to find the headlight on the top of the cube. So as you see, on the top of the cube, there are headlights, as I showed you. There's blue, same color, any color over here, which is good. So you want this headlight facing you. Now you're gonna want to look at the bottom if there's any headlights, which if there is, then yeah, let me show you. Now I'm back with the example. If there's headlights on the bottom, then yeah, you're going to want to show them facing you. Remember, headlights are same color, any color in the middle as for the edge. Now, once you get both of the headlights facing you, you're going to want to do this algorithm. Now if you want to, you can either do this way, where you get out of cube shape, which I mainly do, or this way, where you just keep it in cube shape, which I recommend for beginners. Now, what you're going to want to do is that first, you're going to want to do a mini U if you're planning to do the keeping in cube shape way. So mini U, slice, do a U move, slice, do a U prime. Now you're focusing on the D layer, so do. Now, once you do that, it's basically like doing a sexy move on 3x3. Now you're going to want to do a D move, do a slice, which is basically an R, a D prime, and then a R prime, or a slice. Then kaboom, you've got it. Now, let's get to this part. So, if you see no headlights on the top or bottom layer, that means that now you're going to have to make a headlight. So, it's basically pretty simple to make one. First, you're going to move the headlight to either the left or right. So you do not cause ruckus and actually solve this layer instead of top layer, both layers. And then you're going to do the same algorithm, which is again, mini U, R, or slice, U move, R prime, or down slice, U prime, then do a D move, and slice up, or R move, D prime, and R prime, which is a down move, down slice. If I'm correct exactly, you should preserve a headlight on the bottom layer, but now you should probably have a headlight on the top layer. But if you do not, for some reason, then you should just do the same thing again. So now, just do the same algorithm. I'll post the times when I explain that algorithm in timestamps below in the comments. Do the algorithm, and you should be good. Okay, so you've made it this far, so don't quit. So the last step is to solve the rest of the cube, which is the hardest step. So make sure to take a break, go grab some water, because oh boy, this segment of this video is gonna be long. So first, if you're similar with 3x3, you are going to want to look at the bottom layer, in which case you have. If you aren't, this is a U perm, or a UB perm specifically. You see a bar right here, and two opposite colors if you're familiar with the color scheme on 3x3. Remember, a color scheme on 3x3 is the same as the square one. Blue is opposite to green, and red is opposite to orange. And now, what you're going to want to do, if opposite colors are on the right side, and just do not face these two colors, and face the color that's not opposite with them. Now, what you're going to do is that if it's a UA perm and the opposites are on the right side, then what you're going to do is flip over the cube by doing a slice. You move both layers, like slice it so it's out of cube shape, and then move both layers to the side and slice up to swap colors. This is really unintuitive though, so I recommend learning something else in the future so you don't do this. But now you turn this into a UB perm, where we have the opposite sides. So you're going to want to face the opposite color. So you're just gonna move this full headlights bar, the orange bar, on the left side specifically, because if you don't do that, the algorithm's not gonna work. Now what you're gonna do is do this. So first you're going to want to do an R move or a slice, do a D move, then slice down, and then do a D prime move. I might be like, oh no, the cube is out of cube shape, but don't worry, it's just simple. Now what you're going to do again is slice or R move, D, like you're going to split this up, these two pair up, down, slice, or R prime, D prime, and slice up. Now what you're gonna do is that continuing this algorithm, you're gonna do a mini U move. Now you're just gonna do the same thing, but the whole cube is just gonna stay in cube shape the whole time. So again, slice our move, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R. Then as you see, this layer is solved. And then what you're gonna do is slice U. Move both layers and slice up, and then you're gonna be back on this layer. Now what you're gonna do is check if this is a UB perm or AU perm. Now when you get to this layer, it's either not gonna be any, so what you're gonna want to do is just do the same algorithm until you get a U perm, which is this, where there's a full bar and then there's unsolved edges. So now what you're gonna do, if this is a UB perm, you can always check if this is a UB perm by checking if opposites are on the side. So remember a color scheme. Red is opposite to orange, and blue is opposite to green. So if you see here, opposites are on the left, because again, red and orange are next to each other, and red is opposite to orange. So what you're gonna do is now put it in the same position like you're doing a UB perm, but don't go ahead and do the UB perm. I'll just put the UB perm timestamp in the bottom in the comments. So yeah, don't go ahead and do a UB perm, but do this algorithm instead. Now what you're gonna do is do a mini U, and then do the same thing that you did for a UB perm. So it would be slice R, D, R prime, U prime, and then do that more time, and do that until you get black fully and white fully. Now what you're gonna do is that you're about to solve it. So you realign by undoing the mini U, doing this algorithm. The algorithm that you're doing, the B perm, like this: R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime. Then kaboom! You're so close to solving the cube. Now, if you have a bar flip, it's not fully solved. So what you're gonna do is slice up right here, and do not move both layers. It's not gonna solve it. That's just gonna swap the colors. You're only moving one layer twice this time. So like that, slice down, or R prime. Move the same layer again twice. Let's do an R move. You see, straightforward, just move that, and congrats, you just solved square one. So right here is a Z perm. Here are extra algorithms if you want to learn them. So this is Z perm. So all you have to do is do a M2, then do a U move, do an M2 again, and then do a U prime and do an M2 once again. Now what to do an H perm, you're going to want to do an M2, and then you're going to do a U move, and then M2 again, but this time you're not going to do a U move, you're going to do a U2. So 2 full U moves, and then R and do an M2 again, then do a view move, and then M2. So now, if you didn't get any of those cases, instead you get this weird case where it's not regular on 3x3, that means you have parity. And then even though the parity algorithm is long, I'm going to now teach you. I'm going to teach you in a separate video. So, wait, actually, yeah, in a separate video. So, make sure to hop on that separate video so you can learn the parity algorithm. Cause my phone was running low, and yeah, cannot take up any more storage. Or yeah, yada yada. Okay, so go to that separate video to learn parity. But yeah, if you just solved square one, you have no parity. Congratulations, you just solved your first square one. Just know that improving in square one is gonna take a lot of work. So yeah, bye. And go to that separate video if you have parity.